Greetings and welcome. I am Joffrey, and today I am joined by Darkest Light and Vector Maximus, and we are discussing Southeast Asia and take a look at the comments from the last post about culture as well, because we had to skip on past that. Theoretically, I don't have to jump away to anything this time, but I do have plans that are going to start sometime tonight. Just don't know how soon, so I got my eye on my phone. Yeah. All right, so getting into it, we're looking at Southeast Asia, and like last time, uh, there's a lot of green, and just not quite sure how much of this green is green because it's underneath yuan or not. Uh,
They
wondering.
they
Oh
did
gosh,
mention in the later comments
holy shit!
that they are going to change Yuan's color because there's too much damn green, and I'm so relieved to hear it. Divia,
Wow, that was
at
annoying.
least, is a tributary of Yuan. You can tell who's a tributary and who's not based on the dynasty map mode because the dynasties are painted using the nation's color, not their
Uh,
overlords.
uh, where dynasties? I see. So it is just this fucking fly has been in here all day since last night, and it keeps landing on my face. I hate this so much. So there. Wait. Oh, I didn't send out the ping. There we go.
Uh-huh.
Um. So. Yeah, I see that Kunlo and uh th- that yeah, there's two families here that are both different shades of green, which doesn't make it any more.
Chisakva.
Mm, wow, great. Wow, you're such a smart.
Hmm.
It's time to go to Nam. Oh gosh, Nam.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Welcome to the rice fields.
There's probably gonna be a lot of rice. Yeah. Uh, actually, I'm curious how much of this land up here is uncolonized and how much of it is mountain. Just like impassable mountains. Same with over here. I'm sure a lot of this is just wait. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of this is just uh impassables, but yes, too much green. I wonder what color they'll make you on. Surely they
The
won't make it gold.
the comment seems to be drifting towards blue because that was a big thing for Yuan apparently.
And then you get the blue scarves or blue turbans or whichever you're
No,
rising
the
on.
the
Red.
red turbans, so they
Oh,
can make
mm,
they can make Ming red then.
yes. Yes, perfect. Oh, God damn it. God damn it. Just go away! Go, why is he keeps coming after me? Only when we start streaming does the fly come after me. Alright, so. Oh, the culture one's still up. Yes. We do in fact have Nam. However, it has only reached a mere fraction of its potential because Champa is in the way. They must secure the rest. But, I suppose they're tributaries as well. Yeah. It's only Mangsua and the Khmer who are green, but not actually, uh, having some sort of relationship
Indeed.
to Yuan. Uh, they're probably quite chunky boys. I imagine there's a lot of population in Khmer. Nothing compared to China, but I mean, Khmer has probably got some.
It's like 1.7 million if my
Yeah.
memory is right.
Yeah, it's
Ah,
not that much.
that's the decent amount. Um,
Not
Yeah.
really.
Sadly, despite my love of them and their history, the Khmer Empire is currently in the beginning of its decline. So
oh, I. Oh, I'm starting to remember what some of the people in Europe had, and yeah, 1.7 million is decent, but didn't France have like 5 million?
Yeah, and also don't forget about who
I don't
Khmer is
remember
in
for sure.
between China and
Yeah,
India.
There are some insane numbers next to them. Yeah. I bet. Oh gosh, I wonder what Malaysia has. Hmm. Those are also places with infamously high population.
I imagine Java is gonna have a high pop, but I don't know about the rest of the archipelago.
Yeah. I don't know anything about Sumatra's pop, but
Not as dense
Java
as
is
Java.
Java is rather famous for sinking into the ocean because of the amount of buildings on it. You're forcing me to find every religion in Southeast Asia. Oh no. Oh no. We'll get there when we get there, Evie. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yes, the Khmer were the major power, it says. I assume they're still the regional power? I doubt there's anyone else that's quite as strong as them, but they're in decline and lost their previous hegemony, so I guess perhaps they had more of an influence over, yeah, the Champa at least? I don't know. Maybe I don't know how large their empire was, but I guess maybe Vector does? Do you know how large they used to be?
I mean, territorial wise, they were never much larger than they are here. Um, they might have extended a hair more north and a bit more into Champa, but not by much. It was more that they were hegemon than conquerors, if that makes sense. You know,
Mm,
they held the Thai as tributaries, not as subjects.
I see. And it's just a case of their authority being, you know, worn away at. Hmm.
Yeah, that combined with bad monsoon cycles and stuff, you know, so that threw off um, their economy, and you know their capital at Angkor Wat was designed to handle the monsoons in a certain way. So first there was a period of low monsoons. So then they retooled the levees and everything so that the city could still get enough water based on the lowered monsoons. And then they got hit by a decade of vastly increased monsoons that just destroyed the infrastructure because, you know, the narrow channels got
Hmm.
overflowed immediately and stuff like that. And it was a rough time for the Khmer. And
That's
it just,
hmm.
yeah.
That's very interesting. I didn't consider the idea of like yeah having specific architecture built to help channel monsoons and then actually make use of the water too. That's that's actually very interesting.
Oh
Gosh.
yeah, that's why I find the Khmer pretty damn very interesting, you know. So that's why it makes me sad to they're in their decline already at this start. I mean,
It's
there's a reason that they start basically with a massive disaster in EU4 because they're in an even worse state by that point.
I've never played them because this is an unfortunately easy to forget part of Asia when you consider that it is like again what it's in between because the the rather famous China and India and then even the south yeah, Malaysia and all the archipelago there it's easy to forget about what connects it all. Uh, but 151 of Indonesia's 277 million people live on Java. 151 million people on that island. That is ludicrous. What? We'll have to see how many people live there now in this game, though.
It's always been dense, but we'll see that next week.
I suppose so, or at least I'd imagine so. But you saying that, I guess it's confirmed then.
Yes.
Kingdom of Sukhothai. Khmer started. So Sukhothai is emerging as the dominant Thai kingdom. Sukhothai is there. I mean, they're the most dominant Thai, I guess, but there's just a lot of Thai kingdoms around. So, and is Muang Sua not Thai? They're
No, they're
Lao.
Lao. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're Lao,
yeah. They've united all the Lao. I think. I think that's all
which
Lao.
is not very many.
It's all of them though.
If you look at the tiny little blue tag where Bangkok will future be, that is what will become Ayutthaya, and its founder king is alive at this start date. So expect to see some sort of content related to the rise of Ayutthaya.
The one left of Lavo.
Yes.
IU. Yeah. But and then they subjugate to Sukhothai. That's crazy. That's what happens from this.
They join together in personal union.
Ah, interesting. Laos is the modern Asian country that you know the least about. Yeah, I've recently found out that it exists. And by recently I mean like a week and a half ago I rediscovered that Laos is a real country in modern day and was just, "Oh, that's a thing." Huh. So yeah, that's kind of their existence throughout all of history, I guess. They're just in there. But like this looks deceptively strong. I'm sure that as we look into more the geography and the population numbers and their resources, we'll see, and by we I mean me, will understand why it is less good. I see that there's a lot of mountains cutting this region in half, which is interesting. Go away. Fine. Alright. So, societies of pops. Oh, there's actually quite a few. Very rich in societies of pops, which will make it an interesting area. Because societies of pops you can do diplomacy with them, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it's... Gosh, I really hope that these are going to be able to be playable on release. That'd be so fun.
Do I.
I don't imagine it will, but I would certainly like if they do so. But what the hell?
Good job.
Y'all got flashbanged with my desktop because my fantastic Opera has recovered from a crash. Wow. You're such a wonderful browser, Opera.
This is why I use Firefox.
Trash. Firefox. Oh, it all crashed. The other monitor did as well.
Firefox also doesn't have restrictions on ad blockers.
Restrictions on ad blockers. That's the problem. I don't even know what you're referring to with that, but
Chrome is putting restrictions on ad blockers.
You realize there's this one. Oh. Firefox is built on its own thing, I imagine then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of browsers that are Chrome based.
I might actually have to switch then. We'll see. Though, unlike you, I don't watch my friends' YouTube videos with an ad blocker on, so I don't really care that much. I actually have YouTube Premium, so
Oh, it's also for everywhere else that has ads.
Drac commenting on every Firefox user telling you it's the best browser, but you still don't care.
SMH. It's too true.
Dark. If it's so good, why don't people that don't use it tell me, huh?
Uh-huh.
It's so weird. Anyway, yeah, anyway, wrapping that up. I didn't actually know it was non-Chrome. So, I'll take a look at that actually. But Karen-y people, yeah, they're not Karen. Oh God. My poor mother. My mother's name is Karen, and I will forever remember. I will for the rest of my life remember the moment that she was driving me to my father's house. Because it was his day to have me, and I explained to her that Karen was a meme, and I wondered what she thought about that, and she didn't know what a meme was, but, I eventually explained it to her, and she was very upset about this fact. Anyway. Brew people. Bruh. The bruh. Okay.
First game, the bruh.
First game, the bruh. I need to play the bruh. Also, you've got the three stateless societies, yo. No, no. I mean, if stateless societies are playable on release, that will be my first playthrough. And by playthrough, I mean I'll try and then I'll lose. Just like yeah, I will add it to the list of my first playthrough because my first playthrough, again, by playthrough I mean attempt at Vicky 3 was Sokoto? The Sultan in the Sultan in West Africa, yeah. Now I actually could play them and like do decently well, but back then, oh god. Hello, Rain. Afternoon to you. Yes, we're looking at Southeast Asia. There's a bunch of societies of pops. Like you got the yee. You've got the yee. And the meow. And yeah, they got fun names like the bruh. And you know, anyway, there's a lot of them, and they're funny because they're pops, and most of them aren't like the yee, where they're all nice and organized, or the zhuang, because a lot of them are like the meow, where the meow are probably the most disgusting societies of pops I've ever seen. Actually, the die are also pretty bad.
The die made me want to die.
Now I'm thinking about that video. I'm thinking about the song. The song Die.
By Tim Timmy on the beat.
Yes, by Tim Timmy on the beat. Did it take you a second to be like, what does he mean?
I figured it out quick.
Yeah, okay. The Naga people. Oh. They look so haggard though. How? I don't know how they would. Why'd it crash again? Dude, if it does that, okay. I don't even know if I'm wait. Okay, am I seriously gonna open up Chrome just because this is crashing? Like, it's gonna be the same.
We can move to the next picture. We're fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean that'll stop it from crashing, obviously. So.
Wow.
Man.
Look at all these names.
These are a lot of names. And the only one that means anything to me is Tran, because or Tron, or however you bloody well say that, because I know that's the family of the
you don't
one
recognize
person.
you don't recognize the Borgigan name? Because I mean, you said the only one.
What's Borgigan? Is that supposed to be important? I'm confused. Dark, aren't the descendants of Genghis Khan supposed to be ruling China? Shouldn't it be the Khan family? I'm really confused.
True. It should be. It should be.
It just says Khan. There has to be a game that exists somewhere, like a game or a book or a map somewhere, where someone genuinely thought that was his last name, and they drew it. It's gotta be. Aom. Where's Aom?
Up top. Top left.
Oh. That was quick.
There's one more on here that you'd recognize. It's in Burma, and it's red.
Oh, Payan! Ooh.
They still exist.
Ooh. Well,
just barely.
First playthrough. Oh gosh, that's bad though. Prom. Ooh, they're in a bad way, and they're probably a subject of Pinya as well. Ooh. All right. Oh yeah, and they say the dynasty of the old pagan empire is still alive in Prom, with many other dynasties in the region having ties with it. Well, the different Thai dynasties also have ties among each other. But yeah, I guess that's what happens when nobles marry each other. I never would have guessed. They've got ties to each other. Yes, because that's how everyone becomes inbred. Tongu. Tongu is something in EU4. Yeah, Ayutthaya being here is wild to me. Like just a tiny little realm that somehow wins. That's an achievement. That is a day one achievement for sure they're gonna have. This is the location map, guys. Let's delve deep into the significance of the location map mode and
Hmm.
move along. The Northern Thai Highland. Hmm.
I wonder where the name Thailand comes from.
I think it's because the land is like high, and
Could it
Thai must be like high. Thai must
could
just
it
mean high in like their language.
could it be something similar to how England, Poland, Deutschland, Scotland are named after land of the insert culture here?
I don't think so. It's probably, um, because they don't call it the Red River Delta because the Red River people live there. And why is this the Red River Delta anyway? The only Red River I answer to is in Manitoba, the most shitty part of Canada.
Because runs red with blood.
Yeah, from that one guy, the famous the famous Red River Rebellion of Canada, our most bloody civil strife where there was a bunch of shooting and then the Mounties arrested uh the man Louis and then they hung him and then that was it. It was very bloody. There's a Red River in Texas too.
Mate,
Bloody Red
it's just
Rivers.
it's a primary
It's
color. There's probably so many red rivers in the world, man.
yeah, but mm, yeah, but like I mean, well, I don't know. What about the significance of the name, huh? Some of them gotta have at least some reason that their name's a primary color, and then, uh, uh, no, God, China has so many rivers and their own named colors, aren't they, too? Oh, God.
Yep. People like simple names. Giving things names are hard.
The river that runs through my city is called the Old Man River. That required about 10% more brain cells to name than the Red River, so.
And you can't forget about in the anime we're watching the glorious Forest of Death.
The Forest of Death. Why do they call it that? Well,
I think it gets the point across pretty well.
people go there and they don't come out. It messes with the planetary geomagnetic sphere. Dude, it's the Forest of Death. That's all we need. That's all we need. They went in there and nothing happened. There was no like geomagnetic shit. It was just a weird forest. That's all they needed. Anyway.
Yep.
Upper Mekong Basin is a thing. My thoughts have like gone so far on from wherever that was referred. Wait, okay, like rivers and colors. The Upper Mekong Basin. Is that something that was on the map, Vector? And I just didn't read it?
No, somebody was talking about lower Mekong, whereas
Oh.
the high Mekong, there isn't a high Mekong, but there's the upper Mekong in the basin. It's in that Korat Plateau, I believe.
That yeah, it's an interesting thought where it's like you could call this just Mekong, but then that would be incorrect because the Korat Plateau covers, among other things, Upper Mekong. So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I makes sense to me why they've done it the way they've done it. That's interesting to like, have. Okay, because if we go over to topography, that's all flat land, but it's not actually plateau. God damn it!
They can't keep getting away with it.
Fuck off! What the hell? Where'd you come from? Where'd you go? Cotton Eye Joe.
Where did you? No, he said it before I could. No.
I live in North America too. I know the song.
They're the same brain cell because we were all going to do it. Joffrey
Yeah, well,
just got there first.
anyone who lives in North America was thinking that. Because we all know the song.
So,
Everyone had to dance to that song. Oh my god, there he is! I hit him. He ain't dead though. But I smacked him. Right. It's like the mountains in Lord of the Rings. What the heck were you saying that in reference to our moss? What the?
They're all just named after colors.
Oh, you're right. Oh,
mountains, gray mountains, misty mountains are the only ones to buck the trend a little.
in MERP, you have you have the one thing which isn't even it doesn't even work because the Mountains of the Wind are a subsect. They're just a branch of the Orocarni, so they're still in the Red Mountains, but they're called the Mountains of the Wind.
Mate, people do simple names all the time.
Which is
very
no better.
very rarely find complicated names of geographic features in the world.
That just sounds funny because it's translated into another language. I mean,
Yeah.
Imladris in Lord of the Rings is literally just Elven for Cleft Valley. A riven dell, one could say.
Whoa! Actually, I never thought of that. I'm trying to act all smart, like, wow, that's so obvious. I didn't know. I didn't realize that. I feel kind of stupid now. I think we all feel really stupid.
Did you know that Treebeard's name actually comes from the fact that he's a tree and has a beard?
Do we know he has a beard in the book?
Give him. His
Does he-
actual name is Fangorn.
I don't think we hear that he has a beard in the book.
True.
But he's called that anyway.
I think you
come
can
from a
assume he has a beard.
You come from a city in Finland which translated to river mouth because where the river drains into a lake.
People do basic ass names.
I love when there's names like that though. Yeah, that's part of the thing is when you can just know what the story is. And that story is literally just that they set up shop there, and people are asking. People are just like, oh, well, where are you going? Oh, I'm taking these furs to sell at the river mouth. Like, it's just at the river mouth, and then it just never stops. Like, it never goes away. Everyone just like, that's the river's mouth, and then eventually they put up a sign when the settlement gets large enough. Yeah, it's river mouth.
As a key example of that, Istanbul is derived from the Greek phrase, to the city, because you'd ask people where they're going and they'd say Istanbulis or something to that effect. I can't remember the original Greek. And they'd be saying, oh, we're going to the city. And then that was taken up into Turkish and turned into Istanbul.
That's fantastic. The Turks hear the Greeks referring to it as they're going to the city. And then that is... Oh, I love those things so much. I love things like that where you hear... Again, it's the whole, like, stuff that is, like, the settlement is already called Hill. Or the location is just... Yeah, someone asks, what is that place? And they'll say, it's a hill in their language. And then people will add their own version of hill, so then eventually you get hill, or river. Yeah,
I mean, if you look at a whole bunch of England's cities in the old Danelaw, they can literally be reduced down to ex-Norseman's name plus place. Plus town, because these were the little fiefs that were carved out by the Norse, the great heathen army. So it'd be like Reard's place or something like that, and then it got corrupted and imported into English, and you got like I don't know, weird
I,
stuff.
I need to
I love it.
say, I need to think and remember this conversation for the future when it comes to me actually wanting to name like cities on the map that I've been drawing the map, but like eventually I gotta name cities, and then I gotta think about things like this when it comes to, is this a region of the map that's more of a grain village place, as Armas is talking about it? Major city called Grain Village. Is it more of a grain village type of place, or is it a place with lots of invasions where you're gonna have stuff where the place is called Christian's Town because some Danish dude named Christian, like every Danish person is, every
Do you
Danish king
know
is
how
named.
many
Yeah.
cities Alexander the Great named after himself?
This is also true. This is also true.
There are
Anyway,
so many.
as I'm much as I'm sure lots of people come here just to hear us ramble about random shit like that. Um, actually talking about the map would be productive. So this is interesting to me in a regards of inland sea and narrows. That's the most interesting thing here that I have to say, other than the very stark contrast of the mountains of the northern, like the Lao are split 50-50 between super, just incredibly mountainous area and then flat, which is very interesting to me. But
And that flat area is completely covered.
in forest, apparently.
And jungle.
Jungle, yeah, jungle too. Yep. Yeah, it's like one third jungle, a third other sorts of tree. Almost half, actually. Gee, there's so much veg. There is
Yeah.
veg every. He's
Th-
he's right
This
there, just
place.
below the camera, right now.
Kill him! Fucking murder it!
With what?
I don't know, your
Oh,
hand?
no, no.
Take off your shoe and whack
I'm
it.
not. I'm not wearing a shoe. Why am I wearing a shoe?
I don't know.
Why am I
Why
wearing a
aren't you?
shoe? In Canada, we don't wear shoes in your own bedroom. Excuse me.
Cope. Get your sword.
I must wield this blade. Has he not moved? He did move. Where the fuck did he go?
See, a true
Where'd he
warrior would be
go?
able to slice the wings off a fly with his blade.
Where the fuck did this fly go? He just disappears and then shows up to land on my neck.
He saw you get
Pissed
the
me
sword
off.
and he was scared. He was terrified.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Maybe I'll get the box stick. Oh, that's where he was. Fucking. He went to sit in my chair. He sat in my chair. That's why I didn't see him. Motherfucker. Anyway, declare war on the bug. Bro, yeah, that would be so easy. If I could declare war on him, then at least I'd constantly know where the war goal was. Alright. You don't like the desert color inside jungles and forests? You'd make everything green? You don't like this desert color inside jungles and forests? What desert color are you talking about? Huh? What the? Southeast Asia has many mountains and jungles. Do, 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 do. Yeah, there's a, gosh, so much jungle compared to so much of the map. It really is a case of where there's jungle, that's where it all is, and a lot of it. I don't know. Lots of mountainous, yeah, forest and jungle as well. So that's pretty interesting as a distinction. And then the jungle is really along the coast as well.
Oh,
Huh.
I know green, but as it goes further in, it shades to like a tan color.
Oh. Oh, and then Gamalt's clarifying. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Yeah, I've seen people make that comment as well, that they don't like how they don't like how it becomes more tan in the middle and faded. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it either, because there are situations where there's situations where you get like a lot of jungle here consistently, and then this inner part is there's just a lot of this interior that is just this different color, and it feels kind of strange. Hmm. I can see the effect they're going for, but at the same time, now that I really look at this, I'm starting to think it would just look better if it was a consistent color, yeah. It'd make it more easy to see the lines, you know?
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know. It's how we see people be so effective at guerrilla warfare. You're a sea people? Are you from Sardinia then? You're a glorious um
They're coming to pillage the Bronze Age kingdoms.
what the heck were
True.
the people called from Sardinia that they think are the sea people? I don't remember what they're called. Hmm. Anyway, well, moving along from the topography and vegetation. The thing that I had originally. He's back again and he leaves. The last thing I was gonna say is they the way they classify the inland seas and such is very because yeah this is considered an inland sea. All of this actually this is too. Wait, what? This big old inland sea. All of this is considered an inland sea. That's huge. That feels odd. Is it because of the
I mean, it is in
Philippines?
EU4.
Really?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it is.
So the existence of the Philippines and Borneo, I guess, is what's causing this all to be an inland sea. Oh, I could see the logic there.
Time to set up my dashed line.
Neuralgic, yeah. Yes. Tert might be a neuralgic person. They're calling themselves a sea person. Yes. Yes, that might be the implication there. Yes. And also narrows. I do really enjoy the existence of narrows as a terrain type. I'm sure that narrows could be very effective for something. I don't know what the strategy would be, but they're probably. I think we've heard that galleys are just insanely effective in them. So perhaps there's a strategy for if you're someone who likes. You gotta be so fast with flies.
Yeah, they're fast and they have good eyesight.
They don't call them slows after all. Let's close that real quick. That might hold them for a bit. It won't.
Eventually, we'll find a bug that just like goes through the water and we'll call it just a swim.
I really hope so. I really do hope so.
'Cause, I mean, we call this thing
What the
after what it
fuck?
does. It flies.
Who the fuck is hotboxing?
Oh, you can smell.
But it doesn't smell. It came out. Came out. It almost smells like perfume, though. What a weird evening this has been. The fly here. The fuck. God damn. I'm never gonna get us anywhere anytime soon at this rate. Fuck me.
No, you are not.
God damn. It's supposed to be an easy map. It's just Southeast Asia. We're supposed to look at it and be like, those sure are names. And that's a lot of jungle, and then I'm not doing that. Fuck. And now, And now, fucking nose is itchy, and and it's all wrong. I better not have caught what my GF had. Tomboys attract
Uh-oh.
powerful sicknesses. It is known. Um. Okay. Guangdong looking like a fortress. I know. You like the fact that Giga Chad Gaming is a map modder. I see. You like the fact that altitude and biomes are separate because it creates emergent unique province types like mountainous jungles and hilly desert, etc. Yes, I agree as well because those of us in this call have our own plans and schemes, and um, especially in regards to say most total conversion mods, fantasy ones, that is, try their hand at making a subterranean stuff, and having that modularity when it comes to that as well is so appealing to me because it allows you to do because you get the climate as well. Don't forget climate, yeah, or you already said that. Said mountainous jungle. So yeah, because on top of that, you also have the climate. So it means you can invent subterranean climates. You can invent there is a subterranean like types of terrain as well. Unique things that'll show up. And then for times that it's not relevant, you can also just say, "Oh, it's flat." You can also just be like, "Yeah, it's flat hills underground." But then there's like topography. You can have unique ones show up, and you can make it so modular like that. That sounds like it'll be really easy to mod. Um, but the thing that we don't know about is whether it can change, and that's the big thing for me. The big thing for us. It's a big thing for us when it comes to can you have certain variables change? Can you change the climate? Can you change how severe the winters are in an area? That's the biggest one for us. So we want to know if you're going to be able to say, uh, for this amount of time, the winters here are severe. For this point in time, this may be in the equator, but its climate is actually completely different and is cold. But then stops being that way because plans and schemes, and it all changes how tedious it would be for us to do what we want to do. Because otherwise, we would just need to make a custom modifier that goes on counties, and it's like, it's fucking cold. Oh, great. But anyway, continuing along past the very obvious, yes, it is tropical. Though there's a bit of arid down there, which is interesting. Hmm. Wait, what was that vegetation like there then? Grassland.
Yeah, it's pretty flat.
Flat grassland, arid. Fair enough. That stands out a lot though because that sounds like I swear that's where the capital was. I swear that's like right where Pagan was. Hmm.
I
Oh,
think
keep
this is
going back
about.
there. Oh, in any case, development. Ooh. I get okay. I go ooh, but this is the worst development we've seen in a bit. I mean, there's some
What?
decent
We saw
stuff in a few
Siberia.
places, but that hasn't been. That feels like it was ages ago, though. Um, okay, and all things considered, this isn't terrible. It's just really very mediocre by the Asia standards, I have to say. Because you have Bengal and Canton right there. It's a rough comparison. It ain't
Yeah.
great. It's a reoccurring theme. Oh, natural harbors. This is the time where Southeast Asia makes its name, right? This is
Yeah, sure, buddy. Keep huffing that copium.
uh-huh. Oh, wow. Uh the Thai don't even have a single good port.
Yeah, they do. They have one.
Yeah, Bangkok, Ayutthaya is fantastic.
Oh, yeah, that's Thai. That's Thai as well. Yeah, I'm thinking Burma. Sorry. The Burmese don't have a single good port. Burmese there, the Thai are here. Yeah. The Thai have a good
Cambodia
the Thai have a damn
has
good port.
surprisingly decent ports.
You get, I guess you could say you got tongue-tied over who was where.
You certainly could say that if you wanted to get the beat stick, but the beat stick is saved for the fly right now. I mean, it used to just be my walking stick, but now that's my enforcer.
You would not part a bald man from his walking stick.
Yes, the bald man must have his walking stick. The bald emperor. You will refer to me as your bald emperor. Yes. Yes. Right. But this is Cambodia, right? Where the
Yes.
Khmer are? Yeah.
Yes, Khmer is modern-day Cambodia.
Because that's actually, that's pretty darn solid. You could set up pretty. Oh, wow. Wow! The whole East Coast is rough, too. This is not great for controlling.
Vietnam wasn't known for its great fleets.
Yeah. You really gotta fixate on that one location that's slightly better than unusable, and then build that up to get any sort of control over this area. Because topography, that's not actually terrible.
Which is actually interesting because the Cham are an Austronesian people who migrated there over the sea. So
Uh-huh.
the fact that they settled in a place with absolute shit natural harbors is kind of amusing.
I'm realizing, actually, from Vietnam, it actually wouldn't be that bad to try and control the Cham, because you've just got some hills in the way, the rest of it's flat. Vegetation. Oh, okay. I take it back. That's right. This is all jungle. That's horrible. Most of it's flat, but it's still jungle. You ain't controlling this easily by overland unless you develop roads real good. So it's preferable to just try and fixate on some places and make. Why are you in my snack bowl now?
He's
I don't want to
hungry.
kill him in my snack bowl.
Shake
It's
the bowl and help him out.
Get out! Get off! Get off!
And smash the plates! That's what Bilbo Baggins hates!
I can't smash the plate. It's actually a clay bowl. So, clay snack bowl. Delicious. Naval powers in Asia are mostly from Indonesia and the Philippines. They've probably got good ones, good ports, I imagine. There's a lot of places where you could have good ports in both of those archipelagos, but we don't know yet. We'll have to see. Where was good ports? Yeah, they're the more I'm thinking about it, especially with that as a reference, there really isn't all that much potential for. I mean, okay, if you've got Cambodia, you've got some room to grow there. You've got some room to grow there so the Khmer could make a good fleet. And Ayutthaya on if they get that the western coast there, I think that's Ligor's land. They can cook with that too. Because we know a lot about it's not just a case of you having coastline just giving you sailors and naval force limit. You really need the buildings, and the natural effectiveness of the harbors is very important for that as well. And you can brute force stuff. Like Vietnam could brute force its way into becoming a naval power, but the upkeep and initial investment, just the whole process would be so expensive. But they've got a good port at the home, so that's good. That's good enough for them to get the basics. The Burmese got nothing though. Oh God. Here we go.
Beautiful. Gorgeous.
And they haven't finished the minorities, so it'll be a lot more chaotic.
The southern bit, yeah. Hmm. Yee! The Khmer are actually quite the... Oh, and there's Thai. Oh, Thai actually goes all along this coast, too.
Burmese, Mon, Thai, and Khmer are the big ones.
Oh, there's actually a lot more Cham than I thought there were. I mean, a lot more land with them. I can't imagine the population's much there. Oh wow, the Lao is not even especially large in
No,
this area.
the Bruh probably have more.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more Dai. The Dai people. There's Oz, or is it Zo? That's a capital Z, so it's Zo. Shan. This is a lot more clean, actually. I mean, up in
That's
the
because
north.
they haven't done minorities. Oh, up in the north. What do you mean?
Up in
The north is not clean.
up at that's what I'm referring to. I mean, you heard the fly in the mic? Oh, that's great. This fucker, this motherfucker. Ah. But yeah, what I meant is that the up in the north is very disgusting, but in the south, this is
They haven't done minorities yet.
ignoring minorities because like up in the north, yeah, the minorities make it look crazy, but like there's a lot of very consistent like blocks of cultures up in the north, with the exceptions that there's some just like dots here and there of other stuff. But like down here, this isn't that messy, all things considered. Eh, no, not with the existence of the Cham, the coastline down here. It's pretty scuffed. There's this. There's like the lines of stuff. Oof. I think it would take me a lot of effort to make cultures that look this crazy. I'm too focused on making stuff look clean.
Better get started.
I guess so. I'm worrying to like I'm making countries borders that look nasty, but I'm not making cultural borders that look nasty. Thai language. Burmese. Mon is a different language too. Oh, the big yawn. I'm not actually tired though, which is the weird thing. I mean, I slept for so long because of that bloody pill. Nighttime Tylenol. Don't take it. Don't do that.
Unless you want to sleep.
Unless you want to sleep for 12 hours apparently.
If you ever have trouble sleeping, now you know.
Yeah, I mean, I was having trouble having I wanted just a 3 hour nap and I couldn't because my bloody wisdom tooth is hurting. I was like, well, take it, and well.
You do not take pills for naps. You take them for a night's sleep.
Yeah, I didn't think, it was the first time I'd ever done something like that, but it really fucking hurt, so I didn't know better. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to be out for the next 12 hours, so, Almost there, remember every religion? No, I can't read them all. I'm sure there's so many. Why Tongu in between the Burmese and Mon? Um, that's a fair point. There is a couple white blobs there. I don't know what, and there's also some white there. I don't know what the point of that is. Maybe they just haven't like actually localized a language for it yet. That's what I'm willing to believe, but I doubt it's anything too special. Addition, yes. A new map to show the languages. Keep in mind that this area hasn't had any language families or dialects done yet, so there's a bit of grouping. Yes, I'm sure that they're gonna be kicking themselves. They probably originally were like, "Wow, this is gonna be so fun. Dialects will make North, Middle, and South German. Huh, this will be so cool. Wow." And then they actually try to implement it and realize, wait, there's a lot of map. Oh no. Now how do we got to make dialects for the different for the different Thai? Oh no. Moist? Oh, the religions. Yeah. Yeah. He's discovered moist. Discovered moist and be moist. The most important religions.
It
Moist
is
and be moist.
critical that you see moist. Some might even say moist critical.
I could I could see someone saying that. I could imagine someone saying just that thing. Yes. Oh no. All three of those goons in the southeast corner that are the stateless societies in EU4 have their own language, their own religion. Why? I mean, I'm actually very happy about this, but also why? What? Oh,
This
that.
is the level of detail that we are required to match, Joffrey.
Yeah, I want to do that. Sure.
The
I'm just
Dagar, Banar, and Sedang religions.
I'm just glad I have an excuse to. Like, well, I want to make an HRE that's 50% larger and like even more stupid looking when it comes to border gore. Yeah, yeah. So obviously the cultures and religion needs to be even worse too. I mean, I actively set up the history of the region so that I'd have an excuse to do stuff like that in regards to all the different people who've migrated into it. So there's going to be plenty of religious minorities that are just you have no idea who they are. It's just because they're like a different branch of a religion from the other side of the map because people migrated. But I see there's this Hareni religion which is directly tied, shockingly, to the Kareni culture. I suppose these people maybe they're tribal people of some sort. What was the colored wastelands? No, they don't have their own state. In fact, it's a society of pops. Ooh, that right there. Also, the name's fun to say. That right there. That's my first playthrough. You've
Okay,
heard it here first, people. Kareni people. The Kareni people. They'll make like Karena. Mm-hmm. Maybe the first ruler will be named Karen.
Uh-huh.
The Karen dynasty
Mm-hmm.
of Karen, LA. The bruh people believe in themselves. That's that's empowering. Bruh. I mean, so many. There's going to be a lot of situations where people. It's just that they have a religion that's named after their culture, which is not surprising. Oh yeah, the Cham are Hindu. Nice, nice.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait to see.
It is
I
known.
can't wait to see Malaysia. I want to see what the religions are like there. The Karen Imperium. Stop making me man. You're making me really want them to be playable on release. I will do it. I will do it. The tiny green dot in the north. Is this so? This is what you mean? Every religion. All right, all right. The fuck is that? You're all a red. That's what that says. Just so you know, you're all a red. Don't don't fact check me on that. Don't fact check me on that when the game actually comes out and we can see it. You said Sunni in the south. Oh yeah, there is a little bit of Sunni down there. At the same time as there being a little bit of Sunni, we also see there is that's Hindu's color. So yeah, it's mixed. And also we've got orange.
Wrong.
That orange. Tout manger un orange. Orange. Orange is Lee.
It is time for the next map.
No.
It is.
Such a rush. Gosh. Rice.
Lots of wood.
Wood and rice. And elephants! I love
Elephant.
effluent. There's some incense too. I see there's one incense down in Khmer. Hmm. Is any more incense around?
They really struggle on iron.
One iron. Some tin. That's stone though. That's coal. Wow. You are not kidding. Is there any more iron?
One in like the Sean area.
Is that, yeah. I think that's iron.
Between
Yeah.
the stone and tin.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's all. There is 2 iron in the entirety of Southeast Asia. There is none in Bengal or Canton either. That is whack. Need to see gems. I need to see how it lines up. The Karenni. Do they get the incense? No, they don't get the incense. No, but they get the gems. And the tin, I guess. Yay. This is insufficient. We must acquire the incense for the Karenni. They have an insufficient amount of sand as well. I don't think they'll be able to make any churches. No glass. No gold. Yeah. Oh, I mean, the nearest gold I can see is in Bengal.
No bitches.
There's gems. Yeah, there's plenty of gems around. I don't see any silver either, though. Oh, there's some silver up in Vietnam. Eh. Anything else they struggle on a lot? I didn't see any copper. Wow.
They have a little bit between Vietnam and like
Okay,
Laos,
yeah.
Cambodia.
Uh-huh. Alright. So the Khmer have some of the they've got some of the raw metals. So that's okay. They're probably the most well-rounded of the region, it seems. Hmm. Hmm. And that you can probably get a lot of people to live in that iron location as well. So you could probably get that RGO to be quite powerful. You see another one? All right, there's another copper somewhere. I mean, you might just be seeing elephants, but there's another copper up in China, but I mean that's a little inaccessible. All that's doing is making it a little less expensive, I guess,
Just kick China's ass.
because you can buy it from their market. Yeah. Yeah, there's some amber around as well. Plenty of saltpeter, which is interesting. Raw saltpeter. It's pretty rare. Why is the island of why is the island of Papua going to be insane?
There are a lot
You
of
mean
modern day mines.
the last three last things Evie was talking about before that was culture stuff, so I don't know. But yeah, I
But
know there's a
yeah,
lot. There's one particular is it there's like a an island that like wants to become independent from New Guinea because it's just like such a valuable mine for something too. Yeah.
mm. I know that
Something.
Western Guinea, which is part of Indonesia, doesn't want to be part of Indonesia.
Hmm.
Indonesia may or may not commit significant human rights violations there.
Quite a variety of resources, dominated by lumber and rice. Yes, such valuable resources indeed. Though, I mean, rice is the best food, so. Oh, so it was you were referring to it from the subject of just the absolute insane amount of languages and cultures there. Yeah, how much you think
Ah,
of New Guinea is gonna be represented as just stateless society or societies
I
of
don't think
pops?
it's I don't think it's gonna have any state societies in it.
Just all pops, all societies. Huh.
Yeah, if even that, because remember they said they have specific
That's true.
requirements for something to be represented as that.
Yeah, there's probably going to
And
be a lot of.
to the point you worried that the Blackfoot wouldn't qualify as a
I'm
stateless
still
society
worried. I'm still worried the Blackfoot ain't going to qualify as a stateless society.
because they're
I'm.
just too advanced. They're too
Yeah,
advanced to be
I
a
mean,
stateless society,
of
too
course.
advanced to be a state society.
There were just so many. There were just so many of those things where it was like I don't know. I don't know if this counts. It's as like something that would meet their qualifications. Based on what it's like, I don't know if Plains natives have what it can have what you need, and if Plains natives don't meet it, then there ain't much exceptions. They basically all were at the same level, even if they function differently. Markets. It's not Ayutthaya? Aw. Oh, what the hell? The
What?
Cham has? The Khmer doesn't have the southeast center of trade.
Yep. They'll
Khmer
probably
is
get
in
one.
the Cham. I
Let's be
guess.
real. With how dark the city of Khmer is on that trade map, they'll probably get one.
Yeah, I can imagine that they're probably just going to make their own one right away. Hmm. The Blackfoot literally discovered the moon's existence. They're way too advanced.
They were the first people to look up and say, "Hey, look at that strange ball in the sky whenever the sun isn't here."
I mean, they did discover that humanity was born because two humans were dropped down from the moon in the web of a giant spider that lives on the moon. So, I mean, they've got intimate knowledge of the moon because of that. So,
They
Okay,
know.
Grandpa, let's get you to bed.
uh,
Population. As you can see, there are basically no Lao people.
They are
too
not allowed.
well and loud.
There's just nobody there. It's such a big area, but it's so few people.
uh,
It's like
oh
twice the
no.
size of Sukhothai,
Oh
but only
no.
like a quarter of the pop.
Oh no, there's more people in Ayutthaya than there are in all of that. No, this can't be true. Ayutthaya can't be more
There's nobody there,
powerful.
Joffrey,
Dark, how is Ayutthaya more powerful than them?
because nobody lived there.
Oh, Gemalt bringing up Tongu again. There's only 80k. Well, it's not the size of the pop, but it's the size of your heart. It's what you do with the pop. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Khmer has the most, but its lead isn't that big.
Yeah,
if it managed to eat into the tie, it could easily double or triple. Like,
Clearly,
tie unify, they could easily overshadow it.
I mean, first
clearly,
thing for me,
you need to take that prime Laotian land.
Is 825,000 in Sukhothai, and then you've got 453k, 300 something k, and 317k. I mean, that's almost 2 million right there.
you've got, yeah. If you just take the coast around Ayutthaya, that's another mill. That's that's got to be the first objective, right? Like, surely the first goal is subjugate Ayutthaya. Just get that land.
Yeah, before the
No, Ayutthaya exists.
like they did in history.
Ayutthaya exists, Gamalt. It exists with
really
like one location.
Is that we can't see Champa's population because of where the number decided to be placed.
It's really rough there, yeah.
We don't know how many people there are in Cham.
I'm guessing that's
you just can't see.
I'm guessing that's 280k.
Can't see shit. I don't know how you're getting that number.
Well, the second one looks kind of like an 8 to me. And the first one looks like it squiggles around, so I think it's a 2. And then I think the last thing is a K. And surely it's not 28,000.
I can see
Gotta
K.
be more than 28,000.
I don't see a thing with those numbers, man.
Yeah, I don't get why it's not painting on the southern part of the country where there's more space. Maybe it's always just set to do it on the geographical center north-south.
Always has been.
Here's a population zoom then.
Oh. Some of them also aren't done. If you look at the north, a couple provinces or a couple countries on the country one.
Oh. To 22.
Yep, with a good solid 22.
22. Yeah. Yeah, whatever.
Power.
But here, yeah, I guess that this is somewhere around 200 some K for the Cham. So they're probably simple enough to subjugate, but their culture and religion is probably very much not your thing. So if you conquer them, it would take a while to integrate them. Mind you, their relatively low population would mean that it's a lot easier to integrate them than, the 316,000 people in Ayutthaya, which just is never getting resolved unless you export all of the people. Just kick them out, which you really don't want to do. What was the cultures again? Because that is all just Thai culture. So you've really got to, as the Khmer, just try your best to integrate Thai culture instead of trying to convert it. I guess you can convert the Cham and all the other smaller cultures around here. You could definitely culturally assimilate those. But the Thai and Mon, I guess, yeah, you want to try and accept the Thai, Mon, and Burmese, which could be very expensive to you cultural capacity wise, because there's a lot of Thai on its own. There's a ton of Mon as well.
You can get rid of some.
1.2, gosh. Yeah.
At least Laos will be easy to colonize.
Yeah, I mean, when I look at this, all I think is, hey, if you when you conquer Laos and the Cham, it'll be that's land that's relatively easy for you to convert to your culture and faith.
And also, all of the high population Laotian land is in the south, right next to Khmer.
Great. They're
If you look at
primed. Now,
if you look at the locations, specific pops, you'll see it's all at the south on the border.
there's a bunch of
Oh, and they're
Khmer.
Khmer already too, and they're already Khmer.
I bet how much you guys want to bet.
That's that's like all of the people in the
how
country.
how much you guys want to bet that the, the northward has a ton of Khmer minorities as well.
Probably.
It's probably got a lot of dashed lines for major amounts of Khmer minorities. Alright. Well, that's gonna be fun to just demolish the Laotians. Oh, rip.
Easy first one.
Easy first war. I guess, yeah. It depends on what your objectives are, I guess. Yeah. Because that's really easy land for you to hold. Same with the Cham. So maybe that's the goal. Maybe the goal is just secure the easy land and then start assimilating it right away.
That's more than
Or-
half of the country's pop in like that one state.
It really is. Nothing even comes close to that.
And it's gonna be
so-
mostly your culture, so you just take it, and then it's a useless country.
that is like 50% of their culture. 50% of their country is already Khmer. That is such an easy just annex. As you're saying, yeah.
The rest
think-
isn't even worth owning. You just
That-
vassalize it at that point.
You're gonna, no, you've gotta, it's such low population.
But it's gonna have terrible control.
Conquer it and then colonize Khmer in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. You conquer that, and then because you'll integrate you'll integrate those Khmer places, and then they'll instantly become cores as soon as you've integrated them, and then all you've got to do is just find places with good resources up north as you keep integrating those areas, and then just press the migration attraction. Like have your chancellors or whatever have your ministers be on migration attraction here, and then just send tons of Khmer people there to speed up the culture conversion going on. And then once it's majority you from you having sent people there, they'll be cores too, so it won't matter. Yeah. I'd set up vassals at the beginning in the Thai land though. The Thai land. You might even call the vassal Thailand because it's a vassal that is in the Thai land. Yeah, it's in the land of the Thai, so you could call it the Thailand client state. Do you think that Khmer is just below great power rank?
No. No, not with that few people.
Don't you need a certain number of pop to become?
No, that's to become an empire rank, but no, not to be a great power.
Khmer?
They're too weak.
Do you think Khmer starts as an empire legacy-wise?
Yeah, I expect it to. I mean, I don't think it'd be localized as the Khmer Empire otherwise.
I bet it's a... is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah, they are an empire, so they've got it from like their legacy.
Yeah.
This is a Byzantium situation. Yeah. Where they don't got 5 million Greeks. There's no way there's 5 million Greeks in Byzantium.
Assuming they don't have a disaster at the start, they're probably the best country to play down there.
But do you think you can... okay, all this talking shit about like, oh, just kill the Cham. Just take that. They're a tributary of Yuan. Is Yuan going to help them?
Ignore it. Just ignore Cham until Yuan blows up. You have more valuable land to the north with your culture and to the west with way more people.
Yeah, because the thing is, Yuan is, I think, pretty heavily weighted towards implosion with the red turbans and everything. Whereas, kind of similar to how in EU4 was kind of roll of the die if Ming was going to implode based on whether the hordes got rolling or not. But this is an internal problem, so it just relies on Yuan not doing everything right instead of whether the external AI manages to fuck up or not.
Now, on the subject of disasters, though, I think the Khmer are in a situation where you need to give them a disaster, otherwise that they are primed to be
Yeah,
insane.
I don't.
Khmer is going to have some negative stuff.
Okay.
Game start.
Angkor hasn't been sacked though yet, has it?
I don't believe it has. No. It's in. The Khmer have started their decline. They have not yet reached the terminal point of their decline.
So the thing with the usually EU5 is really good at representing natural problems like this. Where for the Delhi Sultanate, I'm sure they're going to have a disaster too, but so much of the game's natural gameplay elements are going to help with its collapse. Same with the Yuan.
But the Khmer are mostly culturally and religiously homogenous.
Exactly. There should be nothing wrong here. They've got a good population too, but they got the land that can support it.
They specifically mentioned that there's going to be events about weather in this region, so I imagine the Khmer are going to get fucked over by those monsoons I was telling you about.
Yeah, that would make sense. If they had issues with that and it damages just demolishes their infrastructure, causes deaths and just control problems and all sorts of other things. That would be a fantastic way to set the stage for them having a situation where they can't just take advantage of Mong Sua, and gives Ayutthaya a chance to make a move. Perhaps Ayutthaya is going to have an actually advantageous situation so that, as Terrat is saying, they can take their appointed place in history. Just wondering, is the Dai in Dai Viet comes from the Dai people? Oh. That's right. That's actually a culture.
Dai Viet just means Great Viet.
I mean, I would trust you to know that. But that's an interesting coincidence then, I suppose. The Dai people are all over a lot of places in this area, but you know, they're actually in Dai Viet. Huh. I, yeah, I don't think there's gonna be much. There usually is fucking skibbity. Great, we've lost the wow and had it replaced with skibbity. Right. There's not gonna be there usually just isn't much like worth reading in the comments of these, honestly. But something that definitely has, it's definitely gonna have at least some things worth looking at are these. We get to see. Oh, there was some early shot of the languages. We actually could see some of the Southeast Asian languages. Just sneak peek actually from this image, huh? Interesting. I mean, it's just languages, but still, like you get to see how whack the Malay language is, for example. But oh, and the Mon goes all the way down there. Huh.
Interesting.
Yes, you did hear skibbity. There was a comment that just was the word skibbity.
Gyat.
Rizzler.
Phantom Tax.
Ohio, yes.
In Southeast Asia, I just realized that we're starting at like the apex of Majapahit's power, if my memory serves right.
Oh boy.
Well, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, because I think this is what's his name? I want to say Hayam Waruk, who is like their best king, ascends the throne like I want to say in like the decade after the game start.
So probably he's in the starting air.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm looking those up.
Yeah, that is going to be yet another powerful nation that the Khmer are in between. Wow, Southeast Asia is in It's in trouble.
Yeah, Haram Buruk ascended the throne in 1334, 1 year after the game start. And it was under him that Gajah was prime minister.
Hmm. That this is the first time I've seen it confirmed that there is no hybrid culturing. There's no hybrid cultures. There's just some at game start examples of Norse Gale. Yeah. Like intercultural opinions, their intercultural opinions are dynamic because you have a diplomatic action to change them. Yeah, they mentioned that. Yeah, and then they're talking about, yeah, dialects are nice because you use dialects for, yeah, flavorization because language. I do think it's interesting that language is how they determine title flavor and like characters' names and such. So I wonder how much court language affects that as well. Like if character names can be different based on what your court language is, as opposed to your culture. Um, that's neat to think about. Oh, view mechanics for combining cultures. Yeah, no combining of cultures. That again, that's just the assimilation thing. Yep. Yeah, there's no current systems in place for cultures forming like Mexican in the New World, for example. But yeah,
This is so
nothing.
sad. That means
Cause
you and I, Joffrey, and Vector too, we're all just English.
that's sad.
All hail Britannia!
We're gonna have to start
But
drinking tea and eating crumpets.
yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, you're very disappointed that colonial cultures can't be formed. I know it's the same thing with hybrid cultures because they're talking about, yeah, hybrid cultures can't be formed, and I imagine them saying that that's the same reason that these cultures can't be formed. There's no way that you'll get like Mexican being formed. No Canadian, no Yankee or what have you. Hybrid cultures could be pretty jank.
I would not be shocked if it works the same way that it does in EU4, which is the cultures already exist in the code and they just have them spawn and flip dynamically. Rather than having some
Yeah,
sort of dynamic new cultures get generated like CK3 does it.
I don't. Yeah, it could be tricky, but there's, yeah, click button and form the culture. I mean, it could be something as
It
simple
should
as
happen
that, but
dynamically.
uh, I would prefer, yeah, that it would be something that happens dynamically. I
It should
mean,
be
you
something
you
like if the colonial nation exists for 50 years or so, the pops then change.
but would you want it to be dynamic where a colonial nation's tag exists and then that tag then creates its own dynamic culture, or whether it's predefined
It
for
should have
North
unique.
America. So it makes
It should be
this.
different. Because if, let's say, Sweden and England both colonized the east coast of the US, they shouldn't make the same culture. You should instead get American, and then whatever name you'd give to a Scandinavian culture that is in the east coast.
So
I mean, they probably just use Vinlandic.
Probably.
um now the thing is, colonies are done on an area by area basis. It's how we can get the 13 colonies, for example. You colonize an area and you can choose to make that its own colonial nation separate from any others in the area.
Yes. So
Does
we will
that
get
then have its
13
own
colonies.
culture? Do
No,
they have their own cultures?
It should be based on like the main like region. So like I said, East Coast, Mexico, Caribbean should all be different.
So, Johan threads, Tinto maps.
You're not gonna find it on that. We haven't gone to the U.S. yet.
That wasn't the one. Yeah, there was one specific one where we saw some areas of. It was to do with like exploration. So,
Hmm.
I'll try one more thing. Exploration.
I
No.
am of the opinion that, for example, it should not be per colonial nation. It should be per colonizer in the region.
So let's go
So,
West Africa as a comparison. Areas? No. Where's regions?
so like if
Regardless of
Denmark
areas.
and Norway both colonize, I don't think they should have different divergent cultures. Should just do it on a group.
Areas aren't the biggest categorization, are they?
Well, Giga Chad, you could just come up with an actual name. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a Spanish word for an American culture if they ever took the East Coast. Heck, you could just call them Floridian. All of the East Coast has always been Florida.
God help them all.
Areas. Areas are the biggest subsect like that. So yeah, and you colonize based on based you colonize based on areas. So you would colonize the entirety of South Congo at a time, and then that can become its own colonial nation. So so but then there is, I mean, obviously they've got a larger system than that, but they're not showing us because it's very clear, for example, based on color temperature, that this part of Central Africa is categorized in its own thing. They're just not showing us what that thing
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, they are, for sure.
So your thought is take that whole area, this bigger chunk, and say that chunk is just an area where this culture group, and you have unique localization for each culture group, and say that they make each
At
culture group
least
makes
for the
something
ones
there.
likely to colonize. I don't think you need to make any Tibetan localization for the New World.
Idea being though that it would still generate one,
Yes.
even if made a
But
generic name.
they'd probably be. Yeah, it would still make one for the people that don't have specific loc. Like, I could imagine
Yeah.
Chinese, Japanese, Koreans might have specific loc. The obvious colonizers would, but people like Tibet, for example, would not.
I mean,
But there'd still be a unique culture
yeah.
that would form if Tibet somehow did colonize.
I mean, Irish Central African or Central African Irish could see that, for example, as well. Yeah.
Because it's completely unreasonable to expect them to have loc for every region for every culture group.
Of course, of course, and
But hitting the major ones is very feasible.
as people who are planning on making our own mod that's going to have its own colonial regions and its own cultures, yeah, please no, please no. But it's this is an interesting thought experiment just to think about. I wonder how that would work. I certainly hope they do something, and obviously they watch these streams, of
They do.
course, because we are so relevant and important.
We talked to Johan just yesterday.
We did actually. So yeah, don't worry, Giga Chad Gaming. We are so influential trust. We are on first name basis with Johan. Mm-hmm.
And if you like, comment, and subscribe, we'll become even more influential.
Obviously.
And don't forget to ring that fucking bell.
Ring that bell. Like and subscribe. Comment your thoughts down below on how bald I am. Look at me. The light reflects on my scalp because I'm so bald. Yeah. So let us see if there's actually anything worth reading in here. Actually, now that we've had this whole conversation, I mean, it's a little late for this now, but I guess I'll comment something to Saint Dave in reference to that.
Hey, Joffrey.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do better with your bald head.
It's not bald enough. You've
Like
seen
a-
balder.
All right, Joffrey. You need to fresh shave your head, and then you need to polish it, and then wax it.
It is so shiny right now.
No. Polish it, and then wax it, and then it's glorious. Wax your own head.
Dude, that is a shiny fucking dome. You don't know what you're talking about, man. Just capped. That is just cap. You are straight capping right now. For real, on God. You ain't ever seen a more bald man than this. Oh, before I forget. I'd be interested. Could. Oh. Oop. This was very poorly done on my part, but I must reply. Because that is a lot of negatives. He has gotten many negatives. Can I open reply there? Alright. I'll have that. And I'll send that reply later. For real, no cap. Talking about the Chinese language. Everyone's just making joke about Johan being gone. The Norman dialect is the court language of England, which is actually pretty neat. I like that.
Semi-negatively received ones. Uh-oh.
Huh?
Look at what Johan said.
Will you guys provide feedback diaries on constructive criticism from previous diaries? 2 half-finished on 2 of the 3 semi-negatively received ones. Whoo! Okay. I wonder what... I mean, obviously one of them is definitely the 3D portraits, but...
Probably. That's almost certainly one of them.
Because that's the most negatively received one by a margin.
What else did they?
That's the most obvious.
Check out the list.
You're interested in seeing what Mesoamerica looks like? Well, hell yeah.
So are we.
Yeah.
So are we.
Join the club, buddy. Get in line. We've been waiting here for half a year. Half a year? Oh, it's approaching a year.
Oh, it's about the economy one, where they said if you have no control, the money just disappears. That's another one, probably.
That's a good one. That is a good one. I don't know what the third one would be, though. I don't know. Yeah. There has not been much that's been negatively received. So
the other one that comes to mind is no bilateral treaties, but that's one I don't see them.
Yes, you're right. Treaties. I think that's probably it. I think.
And he said
with that, you
he
guys
said
have
he's
covered
doing
it.
2 of 3. Yeah. So
I
it's
think you
probably him
guys
talking about the
probably
first two.
you guys probably guessed it, where it's probably those two first ones that are the more obvious, and then the three for he's probably
I
just
don't think.
not even talking about peace treaties
Yeah.
because I mean, what are you gonna say? But he's probably
Yeah.
like, regardless of what they plan to do, if anything, to account for people's thoughts on the 3D portraits, he's probably like it's something where there's enough to be said and had in a conversation about it where he can put together something to say. And hey, if we're lucky, maybe the amount of like bitching people have done about the portraits will mean that it's more feasible to it's more built in for people to be able to make 2D stuff happen. Because that's very much what I would like. I would like to not have to jank it so much. But we'll need to see. I'm crossing my fingers because hey, when you have stuff like a race of gecko bat people with multicolored
Yes.
scales, or just like these guys are just like they're people, but they have rocks. And don't get me started on the fucking lobsters. The lobsters, man. Fucking lobsters. Bugmen. The bugmen make bodega times. It just ain't gonna be good. Ain't gonna be good. Not everything's so easy as just elves. And then there's the fucking bald dwarves. Like, that'd be so easy. Just short.
Joffrey dwarves.
They're just me. Except with even less facial hair. Not the only kind of dwarves we have, I promise. I promise. Vector forced me to make another kind of dwarf. He was not happy. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this for my own.
Important threads
Right.
with dev responses. One about mission trees, another about historical events.
Oh.
Oh no, mission tree talk.
Oh no.
This is already gonna be a disaster.
Oh no. Gemalt is such a he's such a sleeper hit, you know? Gemalt just like he just like you're in the ring with him, but he just sits there and doesn't do anything until you're already like you've been fighting other people, and then he just comes at you with the left hook and you never see it coming, and he just does this and he's like well, hello fine Tinto talkers. Today we have two very important things with dev responses to cover today. Yes. You see, and it flips the page. Yes. It should be in these two places. Yes. Now, off you go.
Off I go then.
In the base game, cultures and culture groups don't have any modifiers, but it's exposed to modders
yes.
if they want to create a fantasy orc race with unique modifiers or to give the Welsh cultures historic bonuses.
This is what we needed, gamers. This is what we needed, gamers. We have won. We won.
I got him. I got the fly too.
Happy days all round.
Yes. Ah,
Now
God.
eat him.
yeah. I shall consume the fly.
You have defeated him in combat. Now consume his flesh and gain his power.
Wait. Does that mean I get to fly?
You can carry as much weight as a normal fly when you fly. Unfortunately, your body is far heavier than that, so you're not flying.
That is the best response I could have imagined to that question. you may fly, however, you can only carry as much as a normal fly may carry. Therefore, you cannot carry your own weight.
So just drop down to less than a pound, and I think you'll be good.
I should give that a shot. Fuck, that's such a relief. What the like that statement hidden in here is like the biggest W I've seen in ages for us. Oh my god. I don't even care.
You asked this question and never got an answer before.
I was so scared. I was so scared. Oh, because they kept on talking about like 'cause people were asking like, can like can the Jews like have different modifiers so they're harder to convert or something? Because like I don't know this, and then he's like, we don't want to make cultures different from each other for gameplay purposes like that, you know. Wouldn't want
Fair.
certain pops to be
Humans are
better
humans.
after all. And I'm just like, yeah, but you could, right? You that's something that's
Which
possible for
which does make me think that if we could follow that idea, and that bonuses for each species are the same across the board, just because they're
I
the
mean,
same
yeah.
species.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's much point in us being like this particular human culture group has different bonuses like that. That seems a little silly.
Exactly.
Especially since
Oh, but
since there's going to be so many different culture groups, it would feel weird if like you'd have to be like, oh, this. Oh God, can you imagine if it was just like, oh yeah, the ones in Vestrand specifically, they have this bonus differently. It's like, well,
whoa.
then it feels, yeah, they feel like they've been given special attention. It's like you don't want that. I mean, they will be because it's not Europe, but this is so good. Oh, yes, we
Is
can
that
give the elves
you
their
can
respective stuff smacking bonus. Yay!
you can represent most things that aren't just literally genetic through advancements.
And different types of units. The
Yeah.
different units they recruit. Yep.
So I think a fair way to
Ooh,
do it is if
yeah.
it's not genetic, just make it an advancement.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because we have the humans. They can like they can navigate really fucking good. That's the easiest thing to give them. Yeah.
Yes.
Stuff to do with that. I don't know how that would be represented, but we'll figure something out. Anyway, culture group map would be neat. Hard to do as we can only easily show two dimensions at a time. Culture can have any number of. Oh, that's right. Cultures are in different groups, just like how cultures in Vic. Cultures in Vic can have multiple amounts of uh, groupings as well. So yeah, that's fair. I ain't gonna complain about that. I really like this nuanced approach to culture, because I mean you'll have situations then where it's like I think that the Basques are gonna they're gonna have some sort of Iberian thing. I imagine they probably would have something where it's like they're from Iberia, but they don't have they don't have the same language is the key thing. But I don't know. We'll see. They might be completely isolated culture wise. Dialect's sole purpose is to provide their own pools. How would Northumbrian names be distinct from the rest of England? I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. That was not negative, though. Coming on characters, I hope you will add painting frames to them. That one was not negative, though. You're saying that the characters was not negative? The stream is down. Really? Okay. Oh. In any case, yeah. That's a weird. I hope he's gonna address the 3D characters at some point because that was certainly a very negative diary. The most negative one by a long time, by a large margin. Um, in fact, so negative that and him saying that has got me feeling a little confused. So I think I need to quickly glance at dynasties. That must be characters. Yeah, because down here, oh, there's actually a ton of love. Huh. Um,
True, but don't
Weird.
forget people are going around like, oh, I'm angry.
I guess. I don't know, but the thing he said made it sound like it wasn't negative. So, I mean, he said that one wasn't
Right.
negative though in that way.
Let's
So
check out that mission tree thread and see the dev responses.
let's see if we can't find it. I guess, yeah, or not Tinto Talks.
If
Actually,
Kim
no,
won't
that was
found it,
this
it's
one.
probably somewhat recent. Let's turn on show only dev responses. Helps filter. Uh-oh, there it is.
Can you please add an option to turn off mission trees? It was a
Oh,
long
it's
time
one of
coming.
these.
All right.
And I already read the response. Why did they cave?
What's the other? What was the other one? He said.
Historical events.
I don't see that one here though.
Would be page 2.
All historical events will have historical results. Fine. We have a game rule to turn off mission trees. And then everyone liked that, I guess.
I don't know why people hate mission trees so much, man.
I mean, I don't mind that there's an option.
Just ignore them if you don't like them. It's not hard.
Yeah, but it also probably took them like 5 seconds to make that game rule. So
Okay, I get railroading, but you are allowed to ignore it.
I think that the catch is that for people who want to ignore it, they're the monkey brain for them seeing that the tab is there with all of its bonuses will make them feel bad if they don't do it.
Given the opportunity, players will optimize the fun out of a game. They see
So
this has bonus. Bonus is good. I must have, but this is bad. I should not have bonus.
exactly. So press the if they press the button to remove it, then they don't need to feel bad because then it's not there to tempt them.
The AI never does their mission trees, Drac. The AI is terrible at doing their mission tree.
Yeah. Oh.
Not to mention a player is just infinitely better than the AI anyways.
You don't see the AI do the mission tree because you've already killed them if you're decent at the game. Don't mind mission trees or no mission trees as long as the nation is fun with unique events. That's a good way to look at it. Just so long as the nation is interesting and has, for one reason or another, has unique content of some sort. That is an important thing for me as well. However they manage that, in my eyes, having the mission tree just means that the ways that you can accomplish it are more visible, I suppose, more flavorful. I know that anyone who plays Anbanar is definitely a lover of mission trees. Though I say that, though, then again, I think I can name 3 different people in this Discord server who are not a fan of mission trees, yet they love Anbanar. So, fair enough. Drac is one of them. Drac actually would be the 4th then. And I will say that one thing that is annoying about mission trees is the fact that sometimes countries exist that do not have one, and the fact that they don't have one makes me feel bad. And that's actually one of the biggest things with me in Anbanar is that there's so many nations that don't. In fact, Dark, Dark and I have had many conversations about how honestly, when Anbard had its newest update with the South, and there was just no content there, so it felt pointless to play. Because compared to the rest of the mod, where so much of the draw is the mission trees, going down there felt completely pointless due to how completely lacking in that it was compared to the rest of it.
Yeah, we just haven't played down there yet.
Yeah, I played 2 hours in total a game as one of the halflings down there because they had a mission tree, but it was a generic one shared by the rest of them, which
And very
again,
short.
that's not bad either, and very short. And that's not bad either. That's also a very good thing, and I suspect there's going to be a ton of stuff because the way that they make this sound, it sounds like a lot of the mission trees in this game are going to be just like based on your culture. These are the various things you're aiming to accomplish, and that's not bad. I don't mind that at all. But in the context of that mod, it having this high standard of this specific thing you're supposed to do objective that gives you all of these big number bonuses lowers down the more generic stuff with the less high numbers. And I think this is a long-winded, tangential, and Benar adjacent rant that is me trying to say I think that EU5's mission trees are not going to bother people. I think that people who don't like mission trees are going to stop being upset about them almost instantaneously because of the way they talk about them and the way they keep talking about modifiers, and they don't like the idea of modifiers stacking, and they don't like the idea of permanent modifiers. I think that mission trees in EU5 are going to be focused on allowing you to more quickly accomplish the next one. I think that's the idea, where it'll be make these buildings, and then once you've made these buildings, it will give you a bonus to something for a length of time that will allow you to more effectively accomplish the next mission in the tree, so that it really feels like a you're chaining together like things that you want to do, and they just keep helping you accomplish the next one. And then by the time you're done, all it's done is made it more effective for you to attempt to go from A to Z. And it is not a case of, well, you see, as the Netherlands, I am very good with boats. I have a 50% extra boat. So what I need to do is I need to finish this mission, and because once I finish this mission here about a bank, then it makes this special building about the bank in Amsterdam even more incredibly good with this permanent bonus to goods produced and inflation reduction. There, rant over. I think it's good. I think it's going to be great and delectable. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Gemalt, for that. This suggesting this be read because it let me go on a rant and wave my hands around a lot, and I like when that happens. Thing is, why when France controls Calais, you get a lot of buffs, but if Switzerland controls Calais, you get nothing? Yeah, I'm saying I don't think that's going to be a thing. I don't think that there's going to be a thing in EU5 where if France get Calais, it gets lots of buffs, but if Switzerland does, it doesn't. I don't think. I think that in EU5 it's going to be if France get Calais, you integrate Calais quickly, and that's good. Maybe you get a free building there. Maybe you convert the people there quicker to French culture if they aren't already French culture, because I don't remember. Maybe you get a bonus to market attraction. I don't. There's any number of things that it could give you as for a certain length of time after you've accomplished this goal, you get a bonus that is related to that goal or maybe the next goal from there. Who knows? Maybe it gives you claims on England. I don't fucking know. But there's a lot of things it can do other than now you get this permanent plus 50 million% trade that EU4 does because I don't think many people like that. I think that the people who like that thing that happens in EU4, where the mission trees are just like your incredible bonuses forever and always. I think that is the sort of thing that like people who play Anbanar really like those bonuses. And the great thing is, Anbanar is still going to be able to do that in EU5. There we go. Wex vassalizing Anban constantly finish their mission tree and get the Imperial Authority. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, added game rule for all historic events having historic results. There is a game rule to enforce AI countries selecting the historical option. Players are also shown which option is intended to be the historical one of the UI. Well, that sounds wonderful. That's splendid. I'm sure that's going to be that it sounds like it will be very handy for modding as well. You'll have a built-in game rule for making the AI in your mod do the historical options. You'll be able to very easily when making an option.
Then we have to choose what the historical options are.
Oh, that's a good point. That is a good point, and that's kind of antithetical to the point of what we're doing. I don't know. We'll see. We can discuss that more. But so far the point has been that there is no canon outcome, and that you will frequently want to check out different areas of the maps, and part of the reason you want to keep playing is so that you discover more of the map and get excited to see what happened in various places, instead of it being, well, yes, this is by the numbers, yes, this is what will happen. Sandbox to the max with flavorful events and stuff. Yes, I think that is the goal. But with that, I think that we're finally probably done. Even though we kind of dragged Vector by his leg for the last like half of this. I am actually quite surprised that my brother was supposed to be in town by now. And I was supposed to be hanging out with him, so I didn't expect to go this long. But, in any case, I think that we are done now. And it has been 2 hours, so I think it probably should be done now. So, any last words, chat, before I execute you? You may say your farewells. Because
everybody call him bald in the chat. He's bald. He's bald.
Bald.
Then Vector speaks up again just to say bald. Yes.
It's my retribution for being bored these past 45 minutes.
Historical outcome for everything could have separate historical paths for each nation or each region or whatever. Huh. Things like that to be thought about, but yes. Bye for now. I thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!